What's up, everybody? Dr. Joe here. Like I said, from time to time, I'm gonna have some articles that I am going to kind of go through with you. If I see them, I think they're interesting. You know, I spend a lot of time reading about sales, spend a lot of time reading about the industry I'm in, solar. I'm interested in real estate. I read a lot about that. I read anything. If it pops up any interest to me, I like to learn and read every single day. So this was one that popped up that I thought would be really interesting for anybody who's in sales right now. So we'll put the link down below, but it's HubSpot on the blogs. 26 Habits of Incredibly Successful Salespeople. So what I want to do about this is I'm going to read it a little bit. I don't think that I'm an incredibly successful salesperson. I believe that I am a successful salesperson. I think I do well for myself. I'm never going to be the one that tells you I'm the best. I think everybody has something to learn at all times. I want to go through this article with you real quick. First things first, salespeople just can't turn it off. This article right here, because salespeople just can't turn it off, this article is to sell you to, I don't know, read it. Maybe they have a service that they want to sell to you, something like that. I don't know what it is. But 26 habits, that's a lot of habits. I don't think we have 26 habits particularly. I couldn't come up with 26 habits that, you know, in my mind, a habit is something that's done every single day or every single week. And that just seems like a lot. So let's go through it. So first thing they want to go through are some characteristics of successful people. They are delightful, enthusiastic, analytical, resilient, attentive, thorough, empathetic, confident, adaptable, committed. Great adjectives that pretty much all keep saying the same thing. I think it's just, you know, to toot your own horn or make you feel a certain type of way about certain things, but delightful and enthusiastic, in my opinion, just be friendly. Let's just be friendly. Analytical. I don't believe most salespeople are super analytical. The most successful salespeople I've ever met are actually not analytical. They are empathetic. They use emotions and then they relate to people. So analytical, I'm not a huge fan of, but attentive and thorough, definitely. Ask your questions, pay attention to the people in front of you, make sure you're taking care of them. Resiliency is big just because, you know, we all think that as you're getting better or things are going well, it's just gonna continue to climb, but it's not. It's a big roller coaster, up, downs, up, downs. Me, myself, I was in a little bit of a down 2 weeks ago, and now I'm starting to ride it back up. And the resiliency is what keeps you going and makes you fight when things are not going as well as you've hoped. And then, like I said, empathetic, confident. Resiliency usually stems from your confidence. You're confident in yourself, which leads to your resiliency. So again, adaptable, another fancy word that I don't think we really need. You're resilient, you're adaptable, come on. And committed, yeah, that's the one, committed. I think that's the most important one to have. There is a difference between being committed and disciplined and just being motivated. We're all super motivated when things go really well and we want to push and do more and push our limits. What I find is to be as successful as you want to be, you need to be all in and you need to follow your disciplines every single day. If you do that, then you'll be successful. All right, so those are just adjectives. This article goes through everything about it. You know how I feel about it. Now, 26 habits. I don't even know if I'll call these habits. And I don't know if I agree. I definitely don't agree with all of them. I'll tell you where I stand on them, what I do, if it's one of my habits. Selling habits of effective reps. So the first grouping is gonna be that. Identify and stick to your buyer personas. So, you know, like, I know what they're trying to say. I just don't think this is really needed. I don't like, make sure you're working with the people that are meant for you to work with. You'll naturally go, like, the people that want to work with you and the people that work best with you will naturally just follow you and they'll understand and relate to you. You'll know real quick if you jive with somebody, kind of like mesh well. And it's the same as well when you're trying to be like friends with someone or you're dating and you might get married. Like, you got to mesh with people. The same thing on the doors for me or in the house when we're going through solar. Like, if we're not meshing, if we're not talking and relating, it's not going to work. So you need to identify that quickly and just maybe let them know this isn't probably the best fit for them and you just don't know if you'll work well together. Use a measurable, repeatable sales process. Yeah, numbers are important. Understanding how many people you need to speak to get a certain amount of deals per month is huge. Me personally, I just try to get to a point where every single person I sit with, I don't waste their time. If they're not a good candidate, I step away right away, understanding that they're not fit for the program. But every single person I sit with, I'm trying to help them. So the sales that I'm in is solar. You either help the person or you don't. It's pretty clear on paper whether you're helping them or not. So in my opinion, if we're sitting at the table and we're talking, I can help you. Where I fall off, or where I believe most people fall off, is your inability to portray to them that you're helping them. And it may fall in those other things. Maybe you're not taking enough time to get to know them. Maybe you're not taking enough time to be a little vulnerable with them and let them into who you are personally and get to know you a little bit and get to know them. If you do all that stuff and you can help them, you'll help them. The repeatable, measurable sales process for me is every single person I want to get them to go solar, or at least try to help them go solar. There are other steps. Know your product. Yeah, obviously know what you're talking about, but I don't think you need to go as deep as you may think you need to go. If the homeowner is sitting with you and they're asking really technical questions, I typically just say, that's above my pay grade. I'm not an electrician and an engineer, but I can get that information back for you if that's something you need before you move forward. Know your product. No, my product is, I just try to explain solar what it is. I'm gonna say dumbed down version because it's not dumbed down, it's just to make more sense. Most of the time, the services we need, if people can just relate it to what they're currently doing and how this is a better service, it'll make sense for them. Know your product is a great habit, measurable, repeatable, identify your buyer personas. Yeah, those are good habits, I would guess. I would say review your pipeline objectively. Yeah, don't waste time. Don't waste your time, don't waste your company's time, don't waste anyone else's time on people that you know are not gonna move forward or are not a good fit. So that's a good habit to have, maybe a monthly habit. Find shortcuts and hacks. I don't like that one already. I don't believe in shortcuts, I don't believe in hacks. I believe in do the work, and I think when you do the work more often, you just get better at it. It's the same amount of work, doesn't get shorter, doesn't get easier. It's just the same amount of work you've always done, you just do it more often, so you're just better at it. So I don't like that one. Active listening. This is a habit that's just make you a better person. A lot of us listen to respond instead of like listening to truly hear what the other people are saying. So this is not a habit for successful salespeople. This is a habit just to be a successful human being. Pay attention, like listen to what people are saying. It's important. Work hard now. Yeah, I guess that's a habit, but if you're doing all these other things, you're naturally just gonna have to work hard. Follow up as a salesperson, a good habit to have. I would call it more part of your repeatable process. So like follow up, active listening, these are all part of your repeatable processes. So personalize your message. Yeah, that's a good one I would recommend. You get into sales, you get a pitch. I hate pitches. I hate being pitched. I know when I'm being pitched. So does everyone else. I know you think they don't know and you think you're, hi, my name is, and I'm from this company. Well, did you notice some of the trucks in the area? We're working with some of your neighbors. If you've heard this before, that's a pitch. I hate pitches. Just have a conversation. Just have a conversation. If you're just repeating yourself to every single door, every other person that just did it before you that's repeating themselves to the door, it sounds exactly the same. This person's never gonna talk to you, never gonna trust you. Get them to trust you by being different. Be different by just reacting to the conversation in front of you. Be a human being. Active listening. Shadow your peers is I wouldn't say it's necessarily a habit that I do all the time. In the beginning, when you're learning, it is a huge habit. What I believe is your next job after you've learned and you're starting to become successful is once you've done shadowed and you're getting to that point, offer your help to other people. You want to get better? Offer your help to other people. When you're teaching someone else is when you'll learn where you're messing up. When I was in graduate school, chiropractic, college, I became a tutor. After the first year of schooling, I went back and was a tutor for the first year of schooling so that I can continue to practice those things knowing I would need them for upcoming board exams and things like that. And by keeping it fresh in my mind and teaching other people, it gave me the advantage. So shadow in the beginning, then let people shadow you and teach them. Practice your people skills. That's not a habit. You should just have people skills. If you don't have people skills, sales probably isn't for you. Be a team player, not a habit, in my opinion, either. You either are a team player or you're not a team player, and that's okay if you're not. It's not I don't think you can create that if that's not really something that drives you. Something that drives you to be better for your team and to help other people is just something you want to do, and that's what will grow you in an industry into more of a leader. You could still be a phenomenal salesperson and not be a good team player. 100%. You could go out and just focus on yourself every single day and get your numbers and get your things and live a great life. You want to make it in a different aspect of that company, you want to become a leader, you want to train, you want to teach people, you need to be a team player. And some people are fit for that role and some people aren't, and that's okay. Know when to walk away. Again, I don't think this is a habit. I think we're using this word loosely. Just, knowing when to walk away, I guess, in a conversation or when you're working with somebody or trying to work with somebody, yeah, if they're not a good fit, walk away. But then we talked about in the beginning, buyers' personas, if you're not working with them well or it doesn't work well with them, or checking your pipeline objectively, if it's not a good project, walk away. Yeah, we're just repeating ourselves now. Be honest. Talked about that already. You have to be honest. Always solve for the customer. We talked about that already. From active listening. If you're active listening, they're giving you a problem. If your solution to their problem puts them in a better position, you're gonna, win their sale. You're gonna be what they're looking for. So again, roll with rejection. That's a good habit. You're gonna be rejected a lot. You need to learn how to not take it personally and just move forward. Maybe you said something wrong, or maybe you just weren't a fit for that person, and that's okay. This is a great habit, in my opinion, which is ask for referrals. In solar industry specifically, I believe if everybody listened to what it is, all of the people that could qualify for it would do it. However, most people won't listen because they think it's being pushed on them and salesy pitches at their doors and things like this. However, what we typically do as human beings is if someone we know has done it or is doing it or had success with it, we're more willing to do it. If our friends are doing it, we'll do it. So you need to ask early on. If you're talking to someone and they were open and let you talk to them and they were not playing the anti-salesman, and you don't come off super salesy, come off super like solution-based and trying to help them, you can ask them for a referral because they're gonna tell all their friends who probably have never sat before or sat with somebody and didn't like the person, there's a better chance they're gonna like you. All right, so here's the life habits of effective reps. So we had tips to become a better salesperson, tips, selling habits and tips. I guess you can put them all into one, and I didn't like a lot of them. Life habits. So 18, 19. Stay balanced, take breaks. Same thing. You balance yourself by taking breaks from work. Do things with your friends and family. 20, get 8 hours or more of sleep. Kind of a ridiculous, arbitrary thing to say. You don't necessarily need 8 hours. As a doctor, we were always told 6 to 7, I believe is the window based on what's going on in your life. But I will tell you that it's true. If you do not get enough sleep, you'll be irritable, you'll have less motivation, you'll have anxiety, depression, you'll be distracted easily, you'll have less energy, which means you'll be fatigued, you'll restlessness, poor decision-making, increased errors, and forgetfulness. You need to get some sleep. Get 8 hours, I think, is a little too much. Some people may need 8. I don't think everybody does. You need to understand what you need for your body to be successful. All right, now we're at motivation habits. See what I'm saying about this article? There's like a whole bunch of stuff in here that just doesn't make, it's a lot of repeating. It's a lot of nonsense, not needed. Could probably have done 8 habits to make you successful, period. Not as a salesperson, just as a human being. They all carry over. Believe in what you're selling. Well, if you know your product, you'll believe in what you're selling. If you don't believe in it's not a habit to believe in what you're selling. If you don't believe in what you're selling, get out of that industry. Not a habit. Don't fake it. Identify your strongest motivator. Again, not a habit. This is your why. This is why you get up every single day. You don't need to get in the habit of identifying it. You know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, spend some time figuring it out. View your customer success as your own. Yeah. Kind of like that. You're solving a problem. If you could put them in a better position, like, yeah, that'll make you feel better. And if you feel better, they'll feel better. Everybody just overall feels better about the situation. Life habits. Build personal relationships. Yes. What I don't like about this article is we're treating these things as like things you can learn to do or should do. And to me, that's fake. In the sales world, there's a lot of sales people. Some of those people can't turn sales off ever. So they could be selling the feeling of a personal relationship to you or selling the feeling of being friends, and they're just selling it to you so that they can come off as a team player, so that they continue to grow. And that's what I'm talking about. Just be real. You don't need the habit of building personal relationships. You should be building personal relationships every single day in your life. And if you're a good person, you're a real person, and you're never trying to screw anybody over, you'll have good personal relationships. If you do those things, you have to make a habit of building them, selling and faking it so that you have enough people around you. Prepare ahead of time. Yeah, that's a great habit. Be prepared. Awesome. Know where you're knocking for the day. If you have any appointments, what time you're taking breaks. Do you pack a lunchbox with snacks and food? Do you know where the bathroom is? Do you know what times you're going to take, a food break? Do you know who you have to follow up with? Be prepared. Great habit. Look for potential customers wherever you go. No, I don't like that habit. Look for potential relationships anywhere you go. Be friendly. Say hi to everyone. Smile at everyone. Talk to everyone. Don't sell everyone. Just be a good human being, and karma will repay itself to you. Whether the people that learn to know you, get to know you, need your services, they'll ask. Or maybe they'll know somebody who wants your services and they'll become a customer through that. But if you're just looking to find a customer every single where you go, you're faking it. You're selling. I don't like that habit. So for the most part, I disagree with a big chunk of this article. I would say just kind of to get you to read it, and it got me to read it. So I guess it was successful. But I think there's probably 8 habits out of these that you really need to be successful. And other than that, yeah, you see my feelings towards it. So I would recommend be disciplined, work hard, which falls under that category. Be prepared, be honest, love what you do. So love what you're selling, believe in what you're selling. You know, that's a big part of what you're doing. If you don't, go somewhere else. Always solve the customer's problem. It's a great habit to have. If you're solving people's problems every day, you're extremely successful. Ask for referrals. I think that's a good habit to have to be successful, and stay balanced. I would say that those are the most important ones to have. Prepared, disciplined, balanced. That's gonna get you the most success you can have in all aspects of your life. So hopefully you read through this article, you see some benefits for yourself, or listen to this video and see what I have to say about these things and what I do and don't do. But overall, thanks for watching.